brings us to, I had an egg around here somewhere. I must have mislaid it.
Ba-dum-bum. Which came first, the chicken or the egg, Richard?
Well, eggs have been around for millennia, so the chickens would have come after a lot of the other eggs in the world.
Egg, a symbol of life.
One egg is the equivalent of 50 gallons of water that it took to produce this egg. So you don't want to waste your eggs.
Which brings us to use by, best by, manufactured on, and sell by dates. So most of the time on an egg you won't see a best by date or a use by date, but a sell by date. The eggs, as recommended by the USDA, are quite safe to eat 4 to 5 weeks after the sell by date.
A lot of people would look at this as food waste. Well, I mean, we've got 24 eggs here. How do I tell if they're still good to eat after the sell by date, Richard?
Well, the best way is to actually just crack the eggs open and see what the contents are of the shell. So if you do happen to open a bad egg, you'll know straight away, and you want to get that into the trash and outside as soon as possible. We can also use the method of placing the eggs in water. As the eggs age, within about 4 days or so, they will expel water and CO2, which makes them less heavy. And so the older an egg is, the more propensity it has to actually float in water. So a fresh egg should simply just drop straight to the bottom of the water. And old eggs will begin to float. When they float and they're still quite fine to eat, there's a pointier end and a rounder end, and the round end will generally bob in on the surface of the water. When they're past their best, the egg will actually float on its side. For eggs, they're generally best if they're taken directly from the store, the refrigerator where you bought them, and home as soon as possible. And it's best not to store them in the door, because that shaking up of the constantly opening and closing the fridge door can allow the egg white and the membranes within the shell to jostle around and actually expel the CO2 and water content inside the egg, which will deplete its nutrition.
So you mean the best way to scramble an egg is not to shake it up in the shell a whole lot, Richard?
No, you want to keep them actually quite stable and still as much as you can. There are a lot of different breeds, and the different genes of the chickens decide what color they are.
Richard, this has been an excellent information session.
Well, and Sylvia, do you know which way a chicken leaves the coop?
No, Richard.
Through the exit.